And we're live, as always. Alright guys, we're currently in Chicago and it's the end of our rest day, and as always we do a one vlog per location, so sorry there wasn't a vlog yesterday. I know millions of you out there were dying to see it, but we're going to catch you up with everything that happened yesterday, today, and we're going to do it really quickly because we're all relaxed. We've just had like a massage, seen a film, we've got curry coming on delivery, and we're watching Lucifer, so we're like so chilled out right now. But we thought we'd do this before we the curry arrives, so we could just chill out when it does. And we've got beers, and it's brilliant. And beers, by the way, are a great source of carbohydrates to restock on those calories, so that's all good. And yeah, but we'll pick you up where we left off, which was yesterday in Stirling at the dairy farm. Oh, did we? Oh my gosh, we did this before. We did this literally right after we showered, didn't we? Yeah. So we're gonna do this so quickly. So because there's like quite a lot, also not a lot, all at the same time. So yesterday we were at Stirling and we were staying with Lois. Her name was Lois, got that right. And we went out with her and Leah to look around the dairy farms. Really cool. Showed us some like awesome machinery where like they could.
Robot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it like found the cows' udders with lasers, and the cows love it as well because like they just like keep going round and round and round, and like and the robot will come up, find the udders, and then like plug in and then get get all the milk out. And it was really cool to see. But there were a load of flies, weren't there? And it was really grim. And we kept like every other second just like swassing them off, and yeah, but it was really cool to see. And they had like charts up that they showed us and everything. We met Lois' husband as well, and then went out and saw the baby calves, which were really cute.
Baby calves.
Baby cows, which are called calves. And the sun was setting and it was gorgeous. And we saw the farm as well. Saw the what are they called, guineas? Like these fat little birds. And then Leah took us down to meet Jacob, who was our actual host from Warm Showers, who basically put us in touch with his parents, who he lives with. And he's a farmer, so we were waiting for him to come down. He came down with his tractor and like unfurled these huge plows that were on the back of it, and then hopped out, said hi to us, and he was really cool. And now we see why this is called a farmer's tan line, because we met Joshua as well, right? And they both had he was rubbing his arms at one point, and you saw he had the fattest tan line where his t-shirt had been, and because they're so brown because they're all out all day in the sun, then so white under the t-shirt. So yeah, see why it's called that, and we definitely have those going on right now. And he's really cool. I had a little chat with him about following his biking and all of that, and then we went back in for a pretty early night, and again really cozy in the cottage. Each had our own room, which was delightful. And then woke up and oh yeah, Lois as well the night before made an awesome hamburger spaghetti or something, and then in the morning she made us an egg casserole which had chopped up sausages in it. It was the perfect start to the day. Between us we ate a whole, you know what you make lasagna in, a big tub like that. We ate a whole thing of that, of egg casserole between us, and that was amazing. I had a peanut butter sandwich as well, with this fresh, and it's all organic because they get it from the co-op where they send their milk to, and that's all organic, and they're not allowed to actually feed their cows any artificial stuff or drugs or anything, even when they're ill. Otherwise it's suddenly the whole thing becomes not organic, and so they have all these natural processes and natural fertilizer that they put on the thing, and natural medicine, and so that was really cool to hear about. A lot more in depth about that, but obviously our time is limited. And yeah, we set out pretty early. Set out for about 8, and having done a wash and all of that. And I thank you so much to Lois for accommodating for us. But the farmers were out even earlier. They got up at 4 apparently, and their days are so long, and they only got in at about 12:30 the night before, which is crazy, absolutely crazy to think about how long the days are. So yeah, incredible work ethic from them. But we saw Jacob in the morning as well, and said hi and bye, and he was lovely, and thanks so much for putting us up with your parents. And we went out of Stirling, and it turned out we thought we were in the northeast of Stirling, which would help us on the way to Washington, but we had to drop down anyway because of the elevation. Basically it was the quickest route because we had to do, it was more flat basically, and went along, went to Shabona for our first break, about 30 miles.
Nice to sit out.
Yeah. And so we were, what's going on? A washing machine probably. And everyone gets the wheat bun. It was about we did like 45 miles.
Yeah.
We did a huge like 3-hour chunk which we just smashed out. Did that really quick. Highway 30 all the way pretty much. Pretty good going. So at this stage it becomes like we knew we had about 10 hours ahead of us, but it's just you just got to take it chunk by chunk. And at 30 miles in, we looked at the map. We were like, next village is Shabona, which is in 15 miles. But we were feeling pretty good, so we ploughed on until Shabona. I had a quick break, pit stop to fill up water bottles, etc. And on we went on to another 30 miles to Aurora. And there we stopped for lunch, had our typical lunch was that the ice cream place?
Mexican place.
Oh, Mexican place, yeah, of course. So we went to the Mexican place there. Again, this was all on Highway 30, so really straightforward road. Brilliant to cycle on. Like bit of a crosswind, but basically no wind at all. So we were loving life, and as a few of you know, tailwind is the key to my heart. Didn't quite have that, but we made do, and I was perfectly happy. I've got so good at day drinking, so you would not believe. But I decided, since I have this Audible subscription, might as well plug it in. So I was getting through my Angels and Demons, you were getting through Game of Thrones. We were in a happy place, just plugging along, and it got to Aurora. And we found this Mexican place, so that was all chill. It took a bit of doing though, because we were looking for like that perfect place with a bench in the shade and a restaurant that wasn't really happening. But eventually, we just by chance rode by this place and had a bench in the shade, so we were perfectly happy. We tend to get a drink as well when we stop at these places, just because we feel a bit guilty about just stopping in the shade and filling water bottles up and not giving them anything in return. So got a soft drink and chilled out for a bit, and then we were on our bikes again. But at this stage, Aurora was it was a 125 mile day. We'd already done 45
miles out.
Yeah, and this was so literally since we hit Aurora, there was not a single. It was all city into Chicago, like city after city after city, and so it's a really really hard job navigating. It took us. I can't remember. Say 5 hours to do like 45 miles, which easily could have taken us. Well, in the morning we did it in 3 hours, and again, like tiredness isn't really. I mean, it is a thing towards the end of the day, but we keep a pretty consistent pace. Yeah. And so if it was the same again, no doubt we would have done it 50 miles per hour, just cruised in 3 hours. But because of all the twists and turns, it took us ages, and we did it all in one big chunk again because feeling fine. It was strange because we're going that much slower because we're on this path called Prairie Path. And we hit it and we're like, oh no, not another trail like this. Like it was compact, and then on a compact grey sort of, I don't know really how to describe it. It's just compact like dirt essentially with a fine layer of gravel on top. And so we went along this, but the only other options were basically interstates, which from experience of being pulled over by the cops, we're not allowed on. So we decided to go on this, a little slower going than usual, and a lot stopping and starting for the, okay, not sure that might be the video. And that's Sally. Sally loves strangers. She's a dog. She's really unsure about herself. If that's delivery, you might have to pause on music. Oh, it is the. Oh god. 2 minutes in. Yeah, we're going to do this in 2 minutes because the food has arrived, and oh my gosh, sorry. And we're buzzing to eat the Thai food. Sally's calmed down a bit, and also just found out that we left the keys in the door, which was a bit of an error on our behalf. But yeah, so we were at Aurora on the Prairie Path Trail. And my pannier rack came undone as well, which was so the bolts literally, because they've been so warm from the constant impact, and on this prairie path we were going up and down on through all these, because we kept going past these roads, and there were huge dips. We lost James. But there were huge dips into the road, and then huge climbs as well. You didn't quite have time to adjust your gear onto the smaller chains. You struggled up these, like, they're only for like 5 meters, but it was a real effort, really slowed us down, and on this kind of gravelly path as well. But we managed it, and then eventually found out my back foot kept hitting my pannier, and we realised that the rack had completely come undone because the bolts come out completely, and we were at a huge loss what to do. We still had 30 miles to go, but luckily basically the pump came with screws to like screw it into the bike, so you could kind of just clip it out of the bike and pump up your tyre and carry on. And so I used the screws from that spare part to screw my pannier, even though they weren't the correct size, but they managed to hold until we came here. And we took a wrong turn after that as well, so adding on another 5 miles where we really didn't have to, and eventually got on the right path into Chicago. It was, again, up at huge bumps from the curb sides and crossing all these traffic lights. Took ages. I've got a time lapse of it, and literally, you stop for 5 minutes at these traffic lights and be like, oh, we could just be cycling straight through now. It's frustrating how little mileage there was, how flat it was, but how long it took us at the same time. But it was quite fun because we went through past a lot of people who were all cycling, so that made it easier mentally to do. And we came to Chicago, we actually came through the south side, which is like really downtown, really dodgy. Really dodgy. And it's two cyclists dressed like in really like tight lycra with all our belongings in panniers on our bikes, and you're going past like people like carrying brown paper bags with like goodness knows what's in them, and like driving by in dodgy cars who wouldn't stop for you at zebra crossings or stop signs or whatever. It was a bit like, what have we got ourselves into? But we managed to get past there without any trouble, despite what I read a text from my friend at the previous stop saying, glad you're in Chicago, that's awesome, but like, obviously avoid downtown. And I was like, I kind of laughed off, and then we got there and I was like, okay, I see what you mean now. But we got through there just about, and then we went to the complete other side of the spectrum, really uptown Chicago, huge houses with like 3 stories, which isn't you see it all the time in England, but it was just because you only ever really see bungalows. Well, we've only ever really seen bungalows for the vast majority of what we've been through because of the tornadoes, hurricanes, earthquakes, whatever's happening. It's a real sign of wealth. Some had like spires on top of them, were looking like cathedrals, but almost, and it was just crazy. So that was quite like the real Chelsea of Chicago, which was quite cool to see. So seen it all really. And cycled along, and literally for the last 10 miles, I did not sit down because the roads were awful, absolutely like the worst roads we've had all trip is since like those gravel paths, and my saddle sore was so bad. I can still, like, even sitting down is kind of painful. So I wasn't in my saddle at all. I just stood up, and so stopping at traffic lights was a real issue. I kind of like try and slow down and time it so I didn't have to stop and then clip back on. And I'm really glad I had the recovery day today, because I don't think I would have been able to sit down on my saddle for much longer the day after. And but the last 10 miles obviously took us ages because of the traffic lights, and we were off the trail, but got here eventually. Really warm welcome from Marissa and Mike, who it's been an absolute pleasure, because they're not even on warm showers. We found them through just some cyclists, touring that we met on the road that we told you about before in the Badlands. Awesome. Mike showed us this really cool Chicago bits where we'll run. Okay, so that's all the cycling bit done.
I'm going to do today. So we had deep pan pizza last night, very nice, masses of it. Sam didn't finish, that's first. This morning, amazing night's sleep, woke up, ran the bike shop, all good. Went there, dropped off the bikes, told us what they were going to do, got new chains, new cassettes, and both bikes were clean, really cool. Got the tube downtown, went to see a film with Rocket Man, very good, enough said. Not quite as good as Bohemian Rhapsody, enough said.
No,
and then
not.
we went
so
down.
bad.
You can do a separate video on the review of the film. Then we went to the beach, had a look around for about a minute. It was pouring down with rain the whole day today. It was awful. Went back to the bike shop, and we tried 3 places for massages. You either had to book or be members. So then we went to a Chinese massage place, which was awesome. It was $45 for 70 minutes, and they did everything from hands to head to feet to legs to back to neck. Awesome massage. Left there, pouring down with rain. Went across the street to the bike shop, picked up the bikes, cycled back here, which is awesome. Both showered, put a new wash on, got takeaway, got some beers, And that's today.
That's today.
That's how you do it.
Very well said. Again, obviously not going to tell you much about today because we didn't do any cycling, so that's irrelevant. That's just like, if you want to know. Also, just saying, the deep hand pizza defeated me. I'm devastated. It was like 14 inches though, which is bigger than a large Domino's pizza, like 3 Domino's pizzas stacked on top of each other because they're so thick. But that's all I wanted to add. That was why I was defeated by the food. And obviously we're like, rest days relevant. Can chat about that if you want, but with this is mainly the cycling vlog, isn't it?
Yeah.
Also, check it out. Rare sighting. James is wearing his crisis top.
All my other clothes are in the wash.
Yeah. So we will see you tomorrow. We've got a huge day ahead of us, 140 miles to Moses, to Wallace. Yeah. But no, one of the other ones.
Malta.
Something doesn't really matter. But of all days to do it after a rest day isn't awful. Go on, maps it. Flip. What was it? I can't remember. Warsaw. Yeah, right.
Big day off to Warsaw.
See, we're gonna eat curry and chill in front of Lucifer.